Thanks for joining me to color. Today we are going to be working on my Color Wednesday blog post for July 27th, 2016, and we're going to be using this cute Moe's digital pencil image called A Friend Is. I will put a link to the image down in the description box if you'd like to head over and grab one and color along with me. Otherwise, I have printed my image out on Neenah 80-pound solar white cardstock, so let's color. So let's outline our image first. For that, we're going to use W1, 0, 00, and the colorless blender. I'm going to start with W1, and I want to put that where I have some dark spaces. So let's go underneath this bench, and then there's a little bit of space between her hair, so I'm going to kind of go underneath that. And over here, and let's see, how about right here underneath this side of the bench. Okay, then I'm going to grab W0, and I just want to go all the way around, so I'm going to start, let's go ahead and do these little spaces right here before I forget. There's a little bit of space in between her foot and the back here. So I'm going to start at the bottom of my bench, and I'm just going to go all the way around. And you can go as big or as small of a line as you would like. I like to do this first, so in case I color on my image and I don't want it there, I can erase it. So I've went all the way around, so now I'm going to grab W00, and I'm going to finish filling this in. And then I'm going to touch down on the edge of my W0, and then I'm just going to add this. And I think I'll just bring this up like this. And then again, we'll just go around to the other side. Then I'm going to take my colorless blender, and I just want to set it down on the white of the image and go out past all of this gray. So I'm going to go past the edge so that I can soften all those lines together and then soften the very edge. And this works best if your colorless blender is full or has a lot of ink in it. It's not dry. So let's go ahead and do the skin next. For that, we're going to use E11, 21, and 00. Let's start here on her leg, and I'm going to start with E11. So let's do a little dab here where the little dog's ear is touching her leg, and then we're going to go around over here, and then let's go up. And then since it's touching this leg, I'm going to go ahead and go back down. And then I'm going to go around these little spots she has for her knee. And then this leg, let's do the same thing for the knee. And then let's go down and around her calf. And then we're going to go down the back of her leg. And her shorts are touching her legs. So let's go ahead and do that. And come around. And then right here at the back of her leg right here, I'm going to flick this up just a little bit. Okay, then I want to add E21. So I'm going to touch down on top of my E11, and I'm going to flick away from that. And then I want to add my E00 to cover the whole thing. So let's just go right across. we'll hop up here and we'll do her arm. So again, let's start with our E11. Let's go ahead and do this hand here first. So I'm going to go along the bottom here. And then let's also do where her hand is touching her face. And then let's go down the inside. I'm going to add a little bit to each of these little fingers. And then for this arm over here, let's do this finger and her hand. And then down the inside of her arm and around over here. And we better do where her face is touching. Then I'm going to add E21. And then I want to fill it in with my E00. And let's give this side another coat. Right, so let's grab our E20, our E11 again, and let's do a little dab here underneath of her chin. And then for her face, let's go right along her hairline, down. And how about this side? And down. And then for her nose, I want to give her a little bit of definition for her nose. So I'm going to go from, let's see, from this corner right here of her nose, and I'm going to kind of swoop it up in and over like this. So she's got a little bit of a little half C there. Then I'm going to add E21. So let's go ahead and add that to her neck. And since her head's tipped down, I'm just going to fill that in. And then for her face, let's go. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this around the bottom down here. And then for this little color I put on her nose, let's give that a little swipe. And then I want to go over the entire thing with my E00. For her hair, let's use E44, 43, and 42. I'm going to start with my E44. And let's give, she's got a little part right here, so let's go from the part and flick some color away down in here. And then for this side, let's go like this. And then for this little section up here, let's again do away from her part. Let's see, let's turn it this way so I can flick a little bit better. Okay, so let's go like this. And she does have a headband, so try to skip that. And I want to color a little bit coming up away from the side. That. And then this side, let's again do a little bit. And then I'm going to do some coming away. Oh, right here. Right here is a little bit of her skin. So let me grab E11 real quick. She's got a little patch of skin that's between her hair and her, the side of her face. I missed that. Okay, so let's continue with our E44. So now I'm going to bring this up. And let's grab a couple of these little strands. Oh, look, I'm terrible. There's part of her arm. That's not good. Let's color that too with our E11. Is there arm on this other side? Yes, right here. So I do E11 and then E21 and then let's grab E00 to go over the entire thing. Sorry about that, I just completely missed it. There we go. Okay, so we'll take our E44 again and let's add a little bit to this little strand right here. Okay, then we're going to go with our E43 next. Let me put all these pins back so I don't spill them everywhere. So let's go E43, and again we're going to go across. And then let's do away from this part. Now let's turn it this way to get this side over here. And this little strand here. And then I'm going to add E42. I'm going to fill this little section in there. And let's add some to this. And then I'm going to go back with my E44 and put a little bit of that dark back in. Here. And this one little strand, I think I'll add just a little bit, another streak in here. Bring this up just a little bit. And then this little cutie down here. Oh, and I forgot this side. Let's do her shorts. For that, we're going to use B97, 93, and 91. I'm going to start with my B97, and she's got a little bit of her shorts showing right here where the little dog's face is between her legs. And then here's a little dab of shorts right here. And then I'm going to use this to just go down these lines. They're already here. And then I'm going to come up from the bottom of her pants. And then we're going to add B93. So again, we're just going to go up. And we're going to come down these lines. And then we'll add our B91 to fill it in. And I think I'll grab my B97 again and just put these lines back in. And let's give it another swipe of our B91 just to soften this edge on this one. For the bench, let's use E29, 34, and 31, and we're going to start with E29. You just got a little bit of bench showing right over here by the dog. So let's do a little bit of our dark along there. And give the side of this post, and then let's come in here, up put that in. And she's got a little bit behind her foot, so let's do a little bit on there. And there's a little patch right here between her legs. Just going to fill that right in too. And then, let's see here. Let's do underneath the bench top. That, and then let's go away from her leg. I'm going to do a little line right close to her leg so I don't accidentally color it. And then I want to put a couple little streaks in here like this. And then we want to continue coming away from her body, whoops, with right next to the bench. So let's do right here. And then again, I want to do a little bit of some lines. Let's go. And let's add some lines to this. Okay, that looks okay. And how about this little part down here? Let's do this like this. And because it's dipping in right here, I'm going to put a little bit right here. And then for this legs on this, I'm going to add a few little streaks. And let's do this curve right here. And let's do some lines coming down. Give it a little bit of texture there. Then we're going to go with E34. Let's go ahead and fill these sections over here in. And then we just want to soften these lines. I'll go down away from the top there. Let me grab my E29 again, and we'll do inside this heart. And then fill that in with our E34. And then I'm going to fill in the rest of the bench with my E31. For her socks and her headband, let's use BV13, 02, and 01. I'm going to start with my BV13, and I'm going for the socks. I'm just going to use the BV13 to do each of these lines. And same for this side. Let's go along the bottom of this one. And then I want to add BV02. And I just want to soften those lines. And then I'm going to fill it in with my BV01. Then we're going to go up here and we'll do our headband. So again, grab your BV13. And let's go edge here. And then from this edge over here, And this worked out great because I colored the edge of that brown, so we'll just cover that right up. And then we'll go with BV02. And then this side. And then we'll fill it in the rest of the way with our BV01. And I think I'll leave a few little white streaks in there, right there at the top. For her shirt and the patches on her socks, we're going to use YR12, YR21, and Y32. I'm going to start with my YR12. Let's go over here and do this sleeve. And then this sleeve over here, let's do this little bit that underneath it's showing. And then she's got a little dip right here, so I'm going to put a little bit of color on that. And then I'm going to come away from her hand a little bit. And then down here, let's do underneath the dog's nose. And then this side of her arm. Let's bring out this corner. And then for this top, let's see, let's do, and I'm going to do the collar a different color. So let's just go way right here. That. And then let's grab wire 21. We'll add some more color to that. So let's go up over here. And I fill in this little patch right here. And then we'll do our shirt. And then over here a little bit. And then we're going to grab Y32. So let's fill in the rest of this side. And then our shirt in the middle. And her sleeve. And then, let's see, oh yeah, the patches on her socks. So let's go with YR12. I'm going to do this side, and then this little sock here. Go along the bottom, and how about the back? Then we'll add a little bit of our YR21. And then I'm going to go over the entire patch with my Y32. And we'll fill in the rest of the space. Let's add a little bit of W1 to the shirt's collar. So let's just add a couple little stripes away from her hand and on this side. For the dog's collar, let's use R89, 27, and 05. And we're going to start with our R89. And let's do that underneath of his ear. And a little dab coming away from the top. And then we'll add R27. And I like to go over the R89 with the R27 because it just adds a little bit more of that bright red to that. And then I want to fill it in with R05. And there's a little lip on the collar, so I'm going to go ahead and color that with this. For For the dog, I'm going to use E27, 39, 33, 31, and W0. So let's start with E27, and I'm going to do a little bit of this right here on his tail. That. And then let's do a little dab here above his collar. And then we're going to come back around on this side. And I'm going to bring that, let's see, let's go over to here. And then I'm going to fill this in. And then kind of rough right here, so let's bring it down just a little bit more. Like that. And then we're going to grab E39 and we're going to add that. So let's add some of that up here above his collar. So we want to soften this line, so let's go down like this. And then over here, we're going to bring that down like this. And then let's do a little bit down here on his tail where we put this dark at. And then let's see, over here on his face, let's do a little dab right here and a little bit along the bottom of his ear. And maybe a little dab right here. Then I'm going to grab E33. So let's do that one. Let's do these wrinkles. Then we're going to soften this one. And this. And his ear. And I'm going to go ahead and brush this up into his ear like this. So I'm going to bring that up just a tiny dab. And then we want to bring this color down to soften this. Then we want to soften the edge of this. I'm going to go ahead and bring this color out onto his tail. And then we're going to come over here on his foot. And I'm going to bring this color out a bit more. And let's come over here. And I'm going to go down like this. Okay, then we're going to grab E31. Let's go ahead and add that. And then for his foot, I want to add it to the back foot. And then I want to brush down a little bit on this foot. And then for his tail, we want to add a little dab on that. So let's bring this around. And then over here, we're going to get his face. So let's do up here underneath of his collar and over the top of his head. And we're going to brush this up. And then for his face, we're going to go, we want his snout to be white, so we're not going to go all the way down. So I think I'll add some more E33 up here to his face. Not liking that color. Let's bring this out here like this. And then we'll add a little bit more of our E31 in there. And then for his snout, I'm just going to brush this a little bit past that line. Okay, and let's go down here and do a little bit more blending on his leg. I think I'll add, let's do E33 again. And then blend that with E31. That looks pretty good. And it looks like, oh, down here on his stomach, on the card that I made for the kit, I left a little streak of white down here so he could have a white belly. And I forgot to do that this time. So you want to do that. Make sure you don't bring your line all the way down. Just leave a small white line there. So now I'm going to use my W0 to color in the rest of his white spots. Oops, I think I'll take my E31 and cover this back foot back here since it looks like it's behind a little bit more. That and his cute little tail. And let's do a little bit blending up here. Oh, and his chest. Add a little bit in here and see if I can get some of that blended up a little bit more. For the ground, I'm going to use E71 and E70. I'm going to start with my E71. And let's start with right back here behind her sock. So I'm going to bring that across, and I'm going to go a little bit past over here. And we're going to bring this all the way around this little leg of her stool. And I'm going to go underneath of her foot. So let's go ahead and bring this down just a little bit more. And I'm going to color this little spot that's behind her foot there that's showing. We'll color that in. And then for this, I'm going to leave just a little patch of white right here. And then I'm going to cover the rest of this in. And we're going to bring this back onto his tail. And then I'm going to go with my E70, and I'm going to soften the edges. And then I'm going to go back again with my E71. And just add some dark right next to their feet. So there is our beautiful A Friend Is image all colored up. If you would like to see the finished card, head over to the store blog and view the July 30th, 2016 post, and you can see what I did with this card, and maybe you'd like to make one too. So I hope you had fun coloring with me today. If you have a question, leave me a comment. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.